Another trophy for Demet Özdemir, and the internet is in meltdown mode. The excitement isn't just about the statuette, it's about what it means for a love story fans can't stop watching on and off the screen, Demet and Yaman. Welcome to Turkish series stars. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and support the channel, friends, because today's story blends awards night glow, behind-the-scenes grit, and a romance that keeps breathing new life into every headline. Every season, a sea of new series arrives, hundreds of faces appear, and most fade as quickly as they're introduced. But every so often a project hooks viewers in the very first scene and never loosens its grip. Esref Rüya is one of those rare shows. At its center stands Demet Özdemir as Nisan, a role that has become synonymous with tenderness wrapped in resilience. And this week, Demet stepped into the spotlight again for a reason beyond the drama's weekly cliffhangers. She collected a major honor. At the EK Awards ceremony, organized for the first time by the Economics and Business Club of Sabancı University, she was voted Best Actress by a young, discerning audience that knows authenticity when it sees it. The award means more than a title, it's a chorus of voices from university halls and dorm rooms, it's applause from those who watch with their hearts. She walked into the ceremony in a sharp jacket, a clean blouse, and a lace skirt that looked both effortless and daring. Social media erupted. Comments poured in like confetti, beautiful and unstoppable, elegance redefined, Nisan's quiet strength embodied in fabric and stance. And just when the night felt electric enough, another detail turned the buzz into a roar, Yaman at her side, his quietly protective presence amplifying the moment without stealing its light. He stayed a half step behind, let her have the frame, and still, with a glance and a hand at the small of her back, he became part of the story everyone wanted to tell. What is it about Esref Rüya that draws people in so deeply? Why do female viewers, in particular, hold on to Nisan like she's a memory they've lived? And how does Demet make that whisper of emotion reach the back row? Those questions are the soul of tonight's video. If you're ready, let's trace Demet Özdemir's award-marked path as Nisan in Esref Rüya, and the way Can moves along it with her, sometimes in front of the cameras, sometimes just off stage, always close enough to be felt. Demet's career didn't spring from nowhere. It grew brick by brick, from dance floors to sets, from quick-witted romantic energy to a layered dramatic register. She entered the industry young, a whirlwind of charm and promise, and over the years she traded quick applause for lasting impact. The role of Nisan crystallized that shift. Nisan is complicated, neither saint nor martyr, tender without being fragile, a woman shaped by a first love that never quite let go, standing in the push and pull between past and present. Demet carries those contradictions with a kind of hush that lands harder than any speech. It's no surprise that Esref Rüya consistently scores high in the ratings. The script is rich, yes, but the performances turn threads into tapestry. Critics can't stop pointing to Demet's precision, the way her eyes shift before a tear forms, the way she can fill a silent beat with a lifetime. And in recent months, there's been another thread the public loves to tug at. Though he isn't credited as part of the show, Can's shadow has danced along its edges. A visit to the set on a night shoot, an IG story with a clapperboard in the frame, a candid photo of the two bundled in hoodies after wrap. The speculation hasn't harmed the series, if anything, it's deepened the myth. Nisan's long-suffering hope echoes what fans want to believe about Demet and Can, that love can wait, forge itself under pressure, and find a way back to center. The EK Awards, curated by an academic club at Sabancı University, carried a distinct kind of prestige this year. The jury of youth felt like a bellwether of what truly resonates now. Demet's win lit up feeds not only for the performance it celebrated, but for what it said about her bond with the younger generation. The comments tilted toward gratitude. You make us feel seen. You hold a mirror to our patience. You prove that strength can be delicate. Can posted a single line with a photo of Demet cradling the award, proud of you, and a heart he didn't need to draw. It was enough. The message racked up engagement in minutes, not because it was loud, but because the quiet sounded honest. Her look that night sparked a separate wave. The jacket, the crisp blouse, the lace skirt, a study in understatement that still struck like a match. Fashion watchers praised the balance, fans gushed about the vibe, and the thread running through both conversations was control. Demet controls what she gives away and what she keeps. Can match the mood with clean lines and a restrained palette, and if their stylists planned it, they didn't say. It felt organic, like the two had tuned into the same frequency without speaking. And the momentum kept rolling. Shortly afterward came another nod, Inspirational Actress of the Year at the 61st Golden Awards. Titles like that are thrown around easily in entertainment chatter, but with Demet the word lands. She inspires because she stands firm. She's chosen carefully, turned down roles that didn't fit her spine, and guarded the small pieces of private life that keep her sane. Those boundaries, and the way she navigates them with can, add to the magnetism. They move through a world that wants everything, offering only what feels right, a shared laugh outside a studio, a behind-the-scenes grin, a simple walk into a venue where he holds the door and she holds the silence. What sets Esref Rüya apart, in Demet's own telling, is its devotion to the idea of love that endures. In a landscape where relationships sprint and evaporate, the show insists on time, on waiting, circling back, growing into what you couldn't be before. It's a theme that female viewers are clinging to with both hands. Nisan doesn't shrink herself to be loved, she steps into love with a full self. That's part of why audiences see themselves in her. And for fans who've watched Demet and can carve their path, from playful banter to long pauses, from distance to reunion whispers, the parallels feel uncanny, if not inevitable. Character work keeps the series rooted. Nisan isn't written as invincible, but she doesn't break irreparably either. She walks through old neighborhoods, peels back memory, and refuses to throw away the tenderness that made her. Demet plays it with technical discipline that gossip columns love to call obsessive in the best way, reading scripts until they soften in the corners, dissecting the emotional math of a scene, texting castmates late about tiny beats most viewers will never notice. On set, she's present. It's a reputation that has followed her since her earliest projects and only deepened now that the stakes are higher. Ken knows the cost. He's been that person before. Hours of rehearsal, days of silence to protect a focus. It's part of why they slip into each other's pace without effort. Her social media footprint builds the bridge she's chosen to walk, close enough to feel real, far enough to stay intact. A snapshot from a makeup chair. A blurry sunset after a long day of blocking. A short caption about the resilience of love. It's not performative, it's deliberate. Each week, when a new Esref Rüya episode lands, she posts just enough to stoke conversation. Often Ken echoes her rhythm, posting a minimalist story, a supportive nod, a wink to those who read between the lines. Their online choreography keeps fans engaged without emptying their pockets of privacy. Awards don't define Demet, but they line the road she's been paving. Best Actress at the EK ceremony feels like an arrival and a beginning. The votes of young viewers stand as proof that slow-burning craft still thrives under neon lights. For Demet, it's fuel. For Can, it's a reminder of why he trusts her instincts, and why, when they consider what comes next, they talk about work as a home rather than a stage. Looking back, Demet has reinvented herself with each phase. She charmed the masses with romantic comedy sparkle, then stunned them with dramatic gravity. As Nisan, she holds both at once, drawing laughter into tears and tears into something like relief. It's the kind of performance that widens an actor's breadth. Meanwhile, Can's presence in the story of her year, part anchor, part cheer, broadens the picture people have of them as a pair. Not perfect, but persistent. Not loud, but legible. Fashion remains a current that keeps her visible even between episodes. The EK night look sparked think pieces about minimalism as power. Less is more isn't just an aesthetic, it's the attitude that threads through Demet's choices. She doesn't clutter a moment. She lets it breathe. That same restraint shows up in how she can handle speculation. They neither feed the rumor mill nor run from it. They stand inside it, calm, rooted, and let the noise blur around the edges. The industry isn't gentle to actresses, and Demet has refused to be flattened into a headline. She insists on being remembered for the work. The accolades and projects prove that the insistence isn't naive. The phrase beautiful and successful follows her everywhere, and perhaps its truth lies in balance, the balance between polish and sincerity, between private tenderness and public myth, between a story that looks beautiful and a journey that cost hours no one saw. From the first episode, Esref Rüya wrapped viewers in mood, a love story that runs deeper than the sprinting romances they're used to. It's about the stubbornness of feeling, the way a dream can refuse to dissolve. As Demet often says, the show is built on the kind of love that memory refuses to bury. It's the line that ties Nissan's choices to the choices so many women make in their own lives, quietly, bravely. And for those who root for Demet and can, the narrative feels like a mirror that flatters and challenges. If Nissan can wait with dignity, maybe love outside the script can learn patience too. The Best Actress win at the EK ceremony wasn't just a sparkling moment on a stage. It was the visible crest of years of discipline and a bond with audiences that keeps rebuilding itself. Demet, who has captured hearts as Nissan, looks set to hold her place in the spotlight for a long time to come. She has the skill, the backbone, and the partnership that breathes rather than suffocates. And beyond the trophies and trending tabs, maybe her truest achievement is the quiet impact she leaves behind? The way a single look can soften a hard day, the way a scene can make someone call a person they miss. So tell us, what do you make of this award? Did Demet Özdemir earn Best Actress in your eyes? What did Nissan leave behind in you after each episode of Esref Rüya? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Turkish Series Stars, and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat from the world of entertainment. See you in the next one. Goodbye, and have a wonderful new year.